with an update on a major star returning to WWE and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. Asked about her opponent for the Double or Nothing event, AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm, Serena Deeb said this on the AEW Unrestricted podcast. "No one has my experience. Nobody. There's not a woman in this business right now that has my experience that's still actively wrestling. I've seen it all. I've been through all the eras. I've seen the Divas eras. I've seen the Women's Revolution. I've witnessed all these things, and there's one constant, and that's been me. I've been there through all of it, and I'm still here. I guarantee you that this is going to be the best women's match that this company has ever seen." For more information regarding a WWE newcomer and former Stardom performer making her NXT debut, Ringside News wrote that Julia had the wrestling world buzzing after making her impactful debut at NXT Stand and Deliver last month. Fans were looking forward to her competing in WWE, but that will take longer than expected as she suffered a wrist injury. In fact, her in-ring return timetable is up in the air. In case you did not know, Julia and Utami Hayashishita teamed up to face Sari and Bozila in a tag team match at Marigold's inaugural show, Marigold Fields Forever, at Tokyo's Korakuen Hall on May 20th. Unfortunately, Julia suffered a fractured wrist injury during the encounter. As a result of this injury, she had to be pulled from the Hanakamura Memorial Show on May 23rd. To make matters worse, WWE had planned for Julia to debut against Roxanne Perez at NXT Heatwave on July 7th, but those plans may no longer happen. Fightful Select reports that regarding Julia's injury sustained at Fields Forever, WWE sources indicate the company is comfortable with her healing while remaining in Japan. WWE is not expected to interfere with her plans to appear on the shows she was originally scheduled to wrestle in. NXT and Marigold sources informed Fightful Select's Corey Brennan that initial concerns about the injury being severe have subsided, despite Julia heavily favoring her right wrist backstage after her match at Fields Forever. The timetable for Julia's return to the ring remains uncertain, contingent on the healing progress of the bone fracture in her right wrist. WWE is hopeful Julia will still make it in time for NXT Heatwave, but there is simply no guarantee about that at this point in time. Calling out WWE for their treatment of Ricochet, AEW star Will Ospreay told comicbook.com, "I keep up with him all the time and sometimes I get a little bit sad about it. I hope he's not sad and I hope he's real happy. I keep up with him as much as I can, but I feel like people are forgetting who Ricochet was once upon a time. All of these high flyers that you see, and myself included, we all took inspiration from Pac and Ricochet. The fact that they only value his time for under 5 minutes is appalling to me. I just want people to remember who he is. If you go and look at 2012 to 2013 Dragon Gate Ricochet, he was untouchable at the time. When it came to this generation of high flyers, he was the greatest. He's the greatest high flyer ever. I know it sounds weird, but I do put him on the same level as Rey Mysterio." During an interview with Bernard Colas, Bayley said this regarding an AEW star she would like to face down the line.
A few months ago, TNF star Jordan Grace was in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a question about that. What opponent outside WWE would you like to face for one day?
Outside of WWE. I really like Chris Statlander. I think she's just freaking so athletic. She kind of reminds me of like Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
You know, or like it seems like she can do everything. So I'd be interested to get in the ring with her someday.
Following his victory over Logan Paul in the main event of King and Queen of the Ring, Cody Rhodes had this to say to fans in attendance.
These cameramen right here, everyone working this John DeFord and our friends in entertainment, it is not lost on me. Here I am, this country boy from the United States. We speak different languages and you guys still sing every word of my An absolute honor. One of my favorite nights on memory. We have to give it up. I feel like this has less than 10 matches. Go do it! Incredible showing by the United States champion, Logan Paul. Well, this is it for now. I cannot wait until I see you all again. God bless you guys. Thank you all very much. Take care of each other. Have a good night. I love you.
Touching on the drama from the Tonga Twins leaving Women of Wrestling, Ringside News wrote that the Tonga Twins, Tahine and Talavu, have stirred up considerable attention with their decision to part ways with Women of Wrestling as announced on their social media platforms. Their departure from WOW comes amidst allegations of bullying and misconduct directed towards their fellow wrestlers within the organization, igniting a broader conversation within the public sphere. In their critique, the Twins were direct, condemning the WOW promotion as malevolent and alleging it intruded upon their family life, though they chose not to disclose specific details. We will be speaking out soon, but for now, we will leave it here. To all the women who are scared to speak up, we stand for you. You will no longer see us on WOW because we spoke up. You can't do this to good people who sacrifice their family. So evil. Mess with us. You mess with our kids and family, and that's personal. Wait on it. Tonga Twins are now free agents. The marathon continues. While speaking on their YouTube channel, Talavu Tonga shared her perspective on the circumstances surrounding their departure from Women of Wrestling. Tonga's remarks shed light on the challenges they faced within the company, particularly concerning a conflict with a new commentator whose behavior they found unacceptable. Despite her emotional state, Tonga refrained from naming the commentator directly, emphasizing a desire not to implicate others unfairly. One time that we speak up, there's this new commentator. I'm not going to mention nobody's names because I'm not throwing nobody under the bus, but it has to be known we spoke up about a man. We're ready to go for a reason 3 days before we end this conversation. We just let them know that we do not feel right. We were threatened by a man who was in the locker room who is a new commentator who threatened us and told us if we ever spoke up that we will be fired. Let go. He's been in a locker room tarnishing women. He said so many things bad about women. Oh, it's okay, sis. Take your time. And I guess he's right because we spoke about him and look at us now. At the end of last taping, I sat there and just watched this man just talk about everybody in that damn locker room. He even screamed. Well, he wasn't screaming at me. I'm gonna just pretend like he wasn't screaming at me. But he stated 4 people already tried to get me fired. I'm untouchable. I'm untouchable. Do you think that is right? No, and I know there was 2 people behind him that witnessed that, but y'all are going to sit there and pretend like he's a good man, right? That's good. The main point of Tonga's statement revolves around the alleged threats and derogatory remarks made by the commentator towards her and her sister, indicating a toxic environment within the locker room. Tonga expressed disbelief and frustration over the lack of support from management despite their loyalty and dedication to the company's mission. She highlighted the discrepancy in treatment, questioning why they were not afforded the same respect and consideration as other wrestlers. Tonga was sad about the attempts to tarnish their reputation and cultural heritage, reiterating their commitment to promoting positive change within the wrestling industry. Tonga's narrative reflects broader issues of power dynamics and mistreatment prevalent within professional wrestling, urging accountability and solidarity among wrestlers and fans alike. So after we spoke up for the first time, why aren't we getting the same treatment? Why are they trying to fix this from all the L? We're not even getting paid to most of the stuff that me and my sister been doing for 2 years. We've been doing this because we want change. We want change for women. We want change for our people, of course. So for anyone to sit there and bash our name, our culture, they try to make up all these fake lies about us. That's a damn shame. Because you know our truth and y'all know that we are good people. We've been respectful in and out of that locker room because that's how we were raised. It's a shame on y'all to try to tarnish our name and what we worked hard for. We slept in cars to be in the same locker room and not even getting paid that much. Interestingly enough, another talent left WOW after the Tonga Twins fiasco. During the King and Queen of the Ring event, a QR code would be displayed, which led to this video.
I love this game. Hello? Hello?
During Smackdown in Saudi Arabia, Chad Gable received "You Suck" chants from fans in attendance.
You suck! 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 You suck!
When it comes to a return to AEW, Ringside News wrote that Bayne could finally be on her way back to AEW. Despite being under an AEW contract for years, Bayne was sidelined with an injury for a considerable time. During her recovery, AEW management encouraged her to seek additional bookings, leading to her standout performances in Stardom. Now, it appears she could be making a return to AEW, and it has been confirmed that she remains with the company, according to Fightful Selects. Sean Ross Sapp, creative pitches have been made for Bayne's potential re-debut in All Elite Wrestling. Early indications suggest she will take on a heel role. Bayne's last appearance in AEW was in June of 2023 in a dark match. The 25-year-old has been back in the United States for several months, actively working independent dates for promotions like GCW, Limitless, and others. Prior to the King and Queen of the Ring event, Triple H posted this video to X.
Well, if it's anything like last night, it'll be off the charts. The crowd here was spectacular and very excited. As usual, when we get here, the buzz is very palpable, and I think we'll be in for a fun night. You know, pretty much all the heavy lift is done now. We just get here, fine-tune it, and let these guys and girls do what they do better than anybody else on the planet.
Also, Triple H addressed the controversy surrounding Gunther's win in the King of the Ring final against Randy Orton, where Randy's shoulders were up during the 3 count.
We're joined by the Chief Content Officer of WWE, Paul Triple H Levesque. Triple H, I know it's been a long night for you, so I do appreciate your time. I want to address some controversy at the conclusion of the King of the Ring tournament final between Gunther and Randy Orton. Now, as we all know, Gunther defeated Orton to become King of the Ring, but in reviewing the video footage, it appeared that Orton's shoulder might have been up. Do you have a comment on the situation?
So, live, I was out there. From my vantage point, it was very difficult to see. Was in the ring, handed the crown to Gunther. Very happy for him. Incredible night. What a performance they both put on. Coming back here and seeing it back, look, I saw exactly what you saw. I saw what everybody saw. I saw what everybody is talking about. Didn't really even seem controversial to me. It just seemed like Randy Orton's shoulder wasn't down. But I'm going to say this. The referee's decision is final. Gunther is your King of the Ring. That being said, especially after what I saw tonight, I certainly want to see that again. I think Randy Orton deserves to have another shot at that. And I think if I know anything about Gunther, he will want to have another shot at that, to take the controversy out, to take the asterisk off of the page where it says King of the Ring for him. I think he will want to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is better than Randy Orton. So I think having seen Randy back here, he's pretty banged up, both his knee and his back. I think it's going to be a moment or two before he is ready to step back into the ring with Gunther. But when he is, let's go.
Mentioning names that were against the idea of The Rock taking the WWE title off of Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, it was reported in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that Triple H and Roman Reigns were pretty strong against the idea that The Rock would win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 40. Going over a release from WWE, Ringside News noted that the first name to be released following that report has now been announced. As per John Pollock of Post Wrestling, WWE's head of corporate social responsibility, Beth Fisher, has now been laid off by the company. Fisher had been in the company for nearly 13 years and has now been laid off by the company. Updating fans on a potential Roman Reigns return to WWE, Steve Carrier wrote this on X. Regarding the online rumor floating around this week regarding Roman Reigns' return to WWE earlier than expected or soon, Ringside News was able to confirm with a member of the writing team that they have not been informed about an early return plan for Roman Reigns. No one in WWE has heard anything about this, and I highly doubt it's true. As noted previously, WWE has Roman's return already outlined for when he returns. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.